Welcome to another edition of Mark's Inspiration. Got the D-Man here, and I'm glad you could join me today. Got a little lighting problem here. I bought a new desk yesterday, so I'm trying to get things set up. And we got way too much light over here, and I have a corner desk, which is not in the corner, so I'm still trying to get this arranged correctly, so bear with me. We're going to continue with frame control. We're going to wrap this up today. I have a little trouble talking still today. I was sneezing my head off for the last 3 or 4 days. Feel great, but whatever. So here we go. We're going to continue with this article that I found on the internet. And here we go. Each time you challenge yourself by intentionally facing social pressure and barreling through discomfort, you are taking an important step towards developing a rock-solid frame that will make you attractive to most women in an immediate and visceral way. Women can feel a genuinely strong frame. It literally turns them on. And that's one of the things I'm going to stress the importance of here today. Technique and modalities and different ways of approaching girls and things to say. This is important, but if it's not coming from a place of strength, they will see right through that. Just like most men are inherently stronger than women, most women are inherently more intuitive than men. They can pick up on things that you would never see or notice. They have a way of reading you. They can tell. I remember a time I was talking to this girl and she was doing the jealousy test on me. I'm not a jealous guy, but there's things I don't like. She said something about some guy that she was with or something. And we had been going out, but we were broke up at the time, but I was just going to be with her, going to see her. And I didn't say anything about it, but she could tell that it bothered me. Okay, because I was not in my strength at that time. I did pretty good. I was excelling. How do I say? I was rising on the scale of inner strength, but at the time I wasn't as strong then as I am now. And they pick up on that stuff. Now it's best, of course, that I didn't react to it or say anything about it, but she could tell it bothered me, even though I said it didn't. That's what I'm talking about. Women can pick up on this. So if you have the best lines, the best approach in the world, but it's coming from a place of weakness or fear or seeking approval or neediness, they will see right through that, okay? Not only will women be more attracted to you when you have a strong frame, but you will also be less likely to self-sabotage your interactions. The stronger your frame, the less you care about rejection, and therefore the more likely you are to take the risks that will get the girl and the next one. Yeah, when you don't care, some of the guys say the less F's you give, the more F's you get. You understand what I'm saying there. I try to keep this YouTube compliant. When you don't care, I mean, of course you want to pick up a girl, you want to be with a beautiful girl, but really it doesn't matter to you. You have other things in your life that are much more important than that. This is the one thing I've seen over the period of my life of 60 years is people put so much importance on having a woman or getting a woman. I've done it too. And when you do that, when that becomes so important, it makes it virtually impossible to pick up a good woman or some woman that you would want to spend time with. Sure, you can pick up an easy girl or some girl that's sleeping with everyone else, but if you want to pick up a high quality girl and you're focusing on that, and that's very important or the most important thing in your life, the chances are very highly unlikely that you will be able to do that. It has to be low on the scale of important things in your life. Well, that's the end of the article. But all these things are important. But as I always say, I know there's a lot of courses and classes on how to teach, how to speak to women, how to be with women, how to act with women. And these are all good because a lot of times, as I said yesterday, you can't feel your way into good acting, but you can act your way into feeling. If you take the action, the feeling comes. But I really believe it's so important to affirm and to visualize yourself doing these things before you actually do them. And that, combined with the action, builds an inner strength and a confidence. These famous athletes that you see, they not only practice many hours a day, but they see themselves as the greatest. Muhammad Ali used to do that. All of them. If you sit down and had a conversation with them, they would tell you that they have seen themselves doing the certain thing that you're so good at over and over and over again, to where it becomes natural. When you see a man that can pick up women anywhere, you say he's a natural, it flows with him. It's because he has done it so many times within himself that he believes he is that, and thus his actions reflect the belief the man has about himself. Everything comes from your belief. You can read about picking up women, you can take courses, you can take classes, and these things are all good and necessary at times. Okay, but you have to take that information and incorporate it into the person you are. It has to become natural, so to speak. You don't become a natural by taking the classes, by reading the books, but by acting on that and by seeing yourself as that person. When I used to box, I would video my workouts, and I would watch myself to see the mistakes that I was making. Okay, and then I would go into visualization and see myself doing it the correct way. And when I'm talking about visualizing, I'm talking about actually feeling it. Here's what I do. You walk up to a girl, you look into her eyes. In my imagination, you have one too. It's a powerful muscle, but you have to exercise it. I walk up to a beautiful girl, I look deeply into her eyes, I may say hello, and I'll reach over and I'll run my fingers through her hair, and I feel her hair. I see her eyes. I hear myself saying hello. All this is done without saying the words. This is done within myself, in my imagination. I can feel her hair. I may run the back of my hand on her face like this. I can feel that. And I see her response, which is favorable. I look at her teeth. Before I kiss her lips, I may touch them on my thumb. I may bite. I just remembered I dreamed last night I was biting on this girl's lip. I may grab her bottom lip with my teeth and then kiss her and nibble, as they say, on her lips. All this is done in imagination. That's why I can be with a girl and do that and not be afraid or worried about it, because I've done that many, many times in my mind. So when I meet a girl or when I'm with a girl, I don't wait until the end of the evening to try to go for that kiss. It happens during the date, if you want to call it a date. I'll say when I'm with her. I don't think about it. Many times when I meet a girl for the first time, I'll kiss her right off the bat. Not a deep French kiss, as they call it, but a kiss. Or I'll give her a hug and kiss her on the cheek. You make that physical contact, and that really releases a lot of tension on both sides. You take the lead as a man. Then you don't have to wonder if she wonders whether you want to be with her, or if you can touch her again, because you've already broken that barrier. Don't be afraid to touch a girl. If she's meeting you, she knows you're interested in her. Don't be afraid. She expects you to try to be with her physically. Okay, not in a rough, rude, arrogant, overpowering sort of way, but in a smooth, casual, loving sort of way, because you are attracted to her. She would not have met you somewhere if she had not known that you were physically attracted to her, unless you've come off as a friend and a needy guy who's going to be her Uber or her emotional tampon, as they call it, or something like that. But from the very start of the interaction, you need to let her know that you're sexually interested in her. You don't have to tell her overtly. You can say anything, something simple like this. I think I got this from, maybe from Roger Allen Curry. When I look at you, the last word on my mind is platonic. Okay, that says it all. She knows, but you didn't have to come right out and say it. Now that's for you if you're afraid to say it. I have came right out and said, man, I would love to be naked with you. No, I don't want to, I'm not talking about having sex with you to kind of calm them down a little bit if they're a little bit standoffish by that. I just would love to be naked with you and to feel your body against mine. You have to know, and you have to read the girl whether you think she's going to be, how do I say, if she's going to accept that. Most girls will, and even if they act like, oh, I can't believe you said that, or if you say something a little more profound, they are programmed in a certain way that if they act like they like that, I mean, if you really come out directly and say I want to rip your clothes off and bend you over here right now, they may act like they're a little offended by that, because if they don't, then they come off looking like a slut. And one of the greatest fears of most women is to be called a slut or to seem easy. You have to remember that. So when they act like they don't like the way that you've spoken to them or something like that, many times it's because they don't want to come off appearing like they're easy or a slut or can be had really easy. Because no high-value man wants a girl that every other man has had. Or at least I don't anyway. Maybe when I was younger, I didn't care if it was late at night and she was good looking. It didn't matter if she was the easy girl or not. But I'm not in my 20s anymore, and I like to have some depth and a little connection. And you probably do too. Even back then, I probably did want depth and connection, but I didn't realize it. I was trying to satisfy that in a superficial way. Many people settle for superficial relationships when they really want a connection. But that's the end of that. As far as frame control, remember, you are the leader as a man. You establish the frame. And if you don't, she's going to take it, and she will take it to the end, sabotage the relationship, and nothing. You will regret that. It never ends well if you allow her to control the frame. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't exceptions to this, but 99.9% of the time, you as a man need to lead the interaction. You need to control the frame because she doesn't want to. She's looking for your strength to be displayed through you and by you. Okay, I hope this has been of help to you. Smash that like button, share it with a friend, and maybe my voice will get back in the next couple days. Thanks for joining me.